Hello everyone, Fanta here and you are watching Fantavision. Today we are discussing pre-orders and whether or not they've always been this evil thing that has been this tiered unlock system, or had a lot of content or missions gated behind stuff, or if it's always been this thing that GameStop has been shoving down your throat. Well, the answer to that, for the last part, is yes. GameStop has always been shoving pre-orders down your throat. But have they always been this evil thing that they kind of are now? I know this is normally a Tales from Retail type thing where I kind of talk about the beer that I'm drinking, but I am drinking a beer for this rant, and it is New Belgium Citradelic again. I've had this beer a couple times, I think, during videos. It's delicious. It's a tangerine IPA that is 6% alcohol, so not super potent. It's no Voodoo Ranger, but it is very delicious. So pre-orders. Have they always been cynical, greedy, cash grab, make sure you spend your money things? Because I always hear this thing from people that say boycott pre-orders. And I think to myself, what does that mean? What do you mean boycott pre-orders? Because pre-orders themselves, that doesn't mean you have the game. You haven't spent this $60 unless you've pre-ordered something digitally. Why the hell you do that to begin with is beyond me. But if you're pre-ordering a physical copy of a game, and you're not doing it through the internet, and you're doing it in-store, it's usually about $5 down. I mean, you can put more, you can pay it off over time, you can do whatever you like, but it's at least $5 down. And that guarantees you get the game, and whatever pre-order content, they're coming out with. Now, inherently, it doesn't sound like a terrible thing. Pre-ordering a game, I'm sure originally it was kind of a thing where, let's make pre-orders a thing so we know how many games to allocate to each store, so we can make sure that the amount of people that want the game enough to pre-order it will get the game, and we'll also kind of know the general interest in that area, so we can send more games to that location, because this one has a ton of pre-orders, this one doesn't, so we'll send like a ton of games to this one, and then enough for the pre-orders over here, and like a little bit more than that, just to cover the people that might have a general interest in the game. And I understand that. That makes a great sense. That makes total sense for distributors to be able to give the right amount of games to each store. But that was back in the day when there were no like real pre-order bonuses. Like I don't remember a pre-order bonus for Halo 3. I don't think there was one. It was just you get the game. But people were excited enough to pre-order the game. But then pre-order bonuses started coming out. And at first they were nothing like that big of a deal. And they kind of all had the same blanket pre-order thing. It was like a skin, or you get a keychain. It was usually like actually physical stuff to begin with. It was like a keychain, or you get a poster. Something that it's not going to affect your gameplay at all. You're not going to miss out on anything if you don't pre-order. You just didn't get the keychain. Then they did digital stuff, in-game stuff. And this was when they started doing the skins, and they started doing themes for your system. But that's more of a non-controversial thing as well. The main controversial thing is when they started doing in-game stuff. Weapons especially, because if you're playing a multiplayer game, and they have that pre-order weapon, and it's better than yours, and you didn't pre-order the game, I mean, that's just bullshit, right? So they started doing stuff like that, unfair advantages for pre-order. Even Sea of Thieves did that with the Black Dog Pack. You don't get like an advantage over everyone. You just don't look like you have rags on anymore, which is nice because you look like crap when you start the game. But because I pre-ordered the game, my guy looks pretty dope. The question comes, is that necessarily a bad thing? I think it really started becoming a bad thing when they started locking real content. Now, I believe skins are real, I believe weapons are real, but when they started locking extra game missions, I mean, are you serious? Really? Ubisoft does that all the time with like Assassin's Creed and Ghost Recon and stuff like that. They'll take a chunk out of the main game and have it as a pre-order mission. And lots of companies do this, including Square Enix and Ubisoft, and I'm sure EA has done stuff like this. They'll take a chunk of the game out, like a character, something like that, something major, and they'll make it a pre-order bonus. And it's not a bonus anymore. I don't know if you guys know this, but if you really think about it, that stuff was included in the game before. It's not like Halo 3 It's not like we're missing that extra character because they didn't have a pre-order bonus. They just didn't take anything out and hold it to ransom. And that's what pre-orders are now. I mean, they're a ransom. And the thing is there's so many easy ways to circumvent it, but you shouldn't have to do these loophole ways to circumvent this kind of thing. You shouldn't have to deal with this kind of crap, but the game industry just loves throwing up as much crap as possible. And it's frankly unacceptable how excess these pre-order bonuses have gotten. I mean, including a character, really? That's insane. Some of these pre-order bonuses they charge money for afterwards. If you didn't pre-order the game, that'll be another $5, please. Because you did not give us that $5 up front, you're going to pay it right now. And it's just going to be pure profit. Because we just took that out of the game. Didn't take any extra development time. We went, which character should we just take out? And just kind of give away for free for the pre-order. We'll just take this one. Oh, you didn't pre-order? Tough shit, $5. Some stuff you can't even get at all, ever. I'm fine with the games. Now, the one thing I'm fine with is the skin that you get for pre-order, but later on it unlocks. I'm fine with that. Call of Duty actually did something kind of like that, where they had like the early unlock of Nuketown. And I mean, that's okay. I mean, it's kind of a pain in the ass because everyone loves Nuketown. But you're going to get it later anyway, so it's not a huge deal. Now, there are ways to circumvent that, because pre-orders do not mean you have to buy the game, contrary to popular belief. Just because you plunk down that $5 does not mean you have to spend the extra $55 later. So, if you really are worried about pre-order content these days, there's a thing that Jim Sterling does that I highly recommend. Keep all of the dates in mind. I know this is a pain in the ass, but welcome to gaming these days. Keep all the dates in mind and then pre-order the game like a day or two before it comes out. And there you go. They don't get their lovely numbers of pre-order. They don't get to gloat about how many pre-orders they got because you did it the day before, and if they're going to be announcing pre-order numbers, it's going to be well before the launch. It's usually like weeks or months out that they talk about pre-order numbers. And this will not only screw over those big companies that are putting those stupid pre-order bonuses in to begin with, but it'll screw over GameStop too, which is really the company that kind of made pre-order culture a thing. Because GameStop is the one that shoves pre-orders down your throat until you're choking on it. They will print out lists of games and they will just go through as many as they can to get you to pre-order something. And I don't blame the employees for doing this, because this is what the company is making them do. I know, I worked there. I had to print out a list, take it to the customer after I greeted them and found out which gaming section they were in. So if they're in the 360 section, it was a while ago that I worked there. If they're in the 360 section, I would print out a 360 list and take it to the customer and say, hey, here's just a list of all the upcoming games. Let me know if there's anything you're interested in, and I'll help you out. So they do this kind of shit, and because they kept doing that, because they kept promoting pre-orders, and I understand by a business sense why they were promoting pre-orders is because they want people to buy the game at that location. So if you pre-order it at GameStop, you have to pick it up at GameStop. You can't just pick it out on your Walmart shopping trip or wherever you're shopping, like Target or Best Buy. You want to come back because you pre-ordered it at GameStop. Now, it was only like $5 you put down, but that $5, you're either going to have to go back to that location and cancel it, or you can just pick it up because you have to go there anyway. So it creates this thing where you kind of feel financially tied to that game already, and that's what a pre-order does. It solidifies your store loyalty to whatever store you pre-ordered it at, and it gives you that financial tie to that game already. That game may not be coming out for a very long time, but you will always be reminded at whatever GameStop thing, or if you've got the GameStop app, that you have that thing pre-ordered. Or you'll just remember it when it's coming out. Oh, I had that game pre-ordered. Or they'll call you and go, hey, your game is ready for pickup. And this kind of thing where you're already financially invested in this game with however much money you have on it, you're more likely to pick it up. And that's where the mental manipulation comes in for these pre-orders. And that's why there's such a big thing, because GameStop only makes $5 on a pre-order. So if you invest that $5, they already have their profit. They can already start investing that money in other things. Sure, if you cancel, you have to get your $5 back, but there's so many people. I mean, I'm telling you right now, when I worked at GameStop, I didn't get that many cancellations. Sure, there were some times where somebody canceled an old game that they forgot to pick up, but more likely than not, everyone picked up things that they had pre-ordered. So you get a higher percentage chance of somebody purchasing that game because they plunked down money for it. And you also get that store loyalty that GameStop is searching for. Now, something that I'm fine with for pre-orders. Best Buy's been doing this. This isn't developers doing this. This is Best Buy. And I know I talk a lot about Best Buy and about their 20% off with the GCU or whatever. I'm not sponsored by Best Buy, but it's like the only place that I buy games because 20% off, that's $12 off a new game. That's crazy. And that works for collector's editions too. And Amazon does not work for collector's editions anymore. It also only works for games that are not out yet or have only been out for 2 weeks. So it does not work on older new games. Whereas at Best Buy, it's all new games. And this is also for Smash Bros. If you pre-order certain games, you get that 20% off and a $10 gift card for the store. That is essentially getting rid of their entire profit margin on that game. Because stores only make about $5 in profit on these new games. So the fact that they're giving you a $10 gift card, that's crazy. And also, this way, you're not missing out on any in-game content. So if you just didn't pick up the game the first day, if you didn't pre-order it, you don't get that $10 gift card, but you're not missing anything from the game. So this kind of solves several different problems with pre-orders. It gives you that incentive to want to pre-order because you're going to get that $10 back. That's making that new game go from 20% off, so that's, $48, and then another $10 off. So that's a $38 game basically because of that $10 gift card. So that makes new games about $38 before tax. And that's just crazy. That's absolutely crazy. So if places started doing if they went back to physical things, physical items, or cash back like Best Buy's doing, that would be fantastic. If we went back to like what the Lego games do, where you get a little Lego minifig, but you don't miss anything out of the game. I know the newer Lego games have started doing in-game skins and crap like that. But the older Lego games would just give you a little Lego minifig, and that's it. So you don't miss anything in the game if you don't get it day one. There's keychains given out for like Monster Hunter. You don't miss anything if you don't pick it up day one. I don't know about the new one. I don't remember if that came with some pre-order bonus because I don't think I pre-ordered it. No, there was a pre-order bonus, but it was like crap items, so it wasn't a big deal. But physical things are fine. I'm fine with keychains, posters, hats, whatever the hell you want to give away with pre-orders, but not in-game content. Because that stuff was not like created after the development of the game. Don't give me that crap. Especially entire missions. You know Ubisoft is ripping that shit out. You know Square Enix is ripping that shit out of the main game. And either making you buy it after the fact or making you pre-order it to get it. So, pre-orders aren't necessarily the root of all evil, but the route that they've taken is greedy, and now it kind of is the root of all evil for a lot of people. And the business practices, just like everything in the gaming industry, always go to excess. And when you're locking missions behind pre-orders, that's some damn excess, in my opinion. So, they started as something that was innocent, just getting numbers, giving out physical stuff like stickers, hats, keychains, to ripping out parts of your game and either selling it to you later or making you pick it up day one. Oh, gaming industry. Why do you do this? So anyway, if you guys like the video, definitely leave a like down below. Subscribe for more content. Comment down below what you guys think of pre-orders. If you guys think they're the root of all evil, if they're stupid, or if you've got another opinion about them, maybe some stories about pre-orders. Or you know what? I think the best thing to comment down below, what is the most egregious use of pre-orders to like manipulate people. Besides the augment your pre-order one, which is just, it was like the number of people that did it. It wasn't just you. It wasn't like if you pre-order this, you get all this crap. It's like if you get you, your friend, your friend's friends. It was like a pyramid scheme for pre-ordering. It was ridiculous. So if you can think of another one besides that one that was just awful, let me know in the comments because I'd love to hear them. And as always, even if the game industry keeps getting greedier, I need you guys to have a fantastic day. See you guys. If anyone's wondering why I pre-ordered Sea of Thieves, or why I pre-ordered anything, it's either for that $10 gift card or I have a ton of GameStop credit. It's the only reason I'd ever buy anything at GameStop. People are like, oh, stop shopping there. I got a bunch of credit from that old trade-in loophole thing that we found. Some employees did it too. Don't give me that look. You would too. It's GameStop. Come on. Come on. It's not like they lost money or anything. They're going to take those games back that I sold for a bunch of money and they're going to sell them for even more.